When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call.
Hi, I'm an actor. There is my headshot on the wall behind me. I don't know why it's there. I have taken a lot of acting classes, have all kinds of degrees and have done tons of plays and some movies and TV, but I have no idea what this is and what this person wants me to do. I mean, this is awkward. This person is sitting here reading the other lines from the script, while I try to make some kind of thing happen that makes them say, "Wow! That guy is great, he should be in this show that we are doing. He has that it factor. Real swagger. And what skill he has, I was teleported to another dimension. And here I am looking at this person and some other people in the room. They look pretty bored. It's not going well already. I'm afraid they will just see that I'm just a guy that drove over here, because they called me in. I'm super excited, like I'm going to jump out of my skin. I worked all night on the script, but I have no idea what is happening in the scene, because I got these pages that are just pulled from various places in a script and I don't know the whole story, at all. There is a part of the script where I kiss her, and I'm not going to do that of course, but what am I going to do? Kiss my hand. Kiss the wall. On top of that, I feel like I'm not a real person at all. Maybe I'm an AI. Good thing Joel has the guest Amy Lyndon on the show today. She is a celebrity audition coach and she knows what the hell is happening here. Maybe she can help me. So let's go folks, Lord knows I'll need some therapy after this, and some lunch. Hit it Boney.
I'm gonna get myself a modem. 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 All right, everybody. Yeah, so that's where we stand with the actor. He's willing, he's excited, he's trained, he really wants to get the part, but he has no idea how to get it. So that's why we've got Amy Lyndon on the show today. She is a an actor of quite a lot of different shows. She's been in a lot of different things. So she has the experience of an actor, but she's also been a manager. She's been a casting director. And now she teaches people how to audition. So that's pretty cool. Todd says he's looking forward to learning how to act like a celebrity. Well, Todd, I don't know if you'll learn that today, but you might become a celebrity with your audition technique. The AI ego is evil spawn, Joel. Yeah, we're having some troubles with that, aren't we? My phone has the show on it for some reason. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, we've got things technically going well. Boney is sitting at his desk today, so we're gonna make sure all the scene transitions go well. Everything's gonna be good. Let's get into this show. Holy Kamala. Yes, very excited to hear this. How to get the job. How to get the job so you can do the acting. I mean, come on now. They don't really teach you that most of the time in the university or wherever you're training. If you're training with Stella Adler, like our guest was. I don't know. I don't know if Stella Adler taught audition technique, but we're going to find out from Amy because she knows. Here we go. Let's get on to the breathing, and then we'll get into the interview.
Today on the menu,
but
a
first,
giant wheelbarrow
this.
of tomatoes.
To relax everybody out there, got some goats eating tomatoes. I like the way they tilt their heads back to get all the juice. That's what I do when I eat a wheelbarrow of tomatoes. And it turns out that's what goats do too. Does Boney have an ankle bracelet since he's on probation? Yeah, since his arrest, my assistant Boney has an ankle bracelet, but it's okay. He's under the watchful eye of the lunch therapy hummingbirds. Those are delicious. They really make tomatoes look good, don't they? I like tomatoes, but now after watching this, I'm gonna have some for lunch. Okay, this is music by Pawan Krishna, and it's Indian music. I hope you enjoy it. We like music of the world here on the show, as you know. Ah, there's dog barking. Yes, I can hear Amy's dog in the green room, chomping at the bit. So excited for this interview. Oh, holy, Jeff. That was perfect timing because this is video from Thailand, where Jeff Lohman resides. So welcome, Thailand. Jeff must be awakened in the night because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning there. Really great to have him here. Be the goat. It's really good advice. Don't know what it means, but soon I will, I think. Be the goat. No, be the goat. Greatest of all time, of course. I know what you're talking about. Let's breathe now. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Yeah. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Shake it out. Let it go. One more. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. "3 a.m. and Jeff is breathing and getting his lunch therapy. For him, it's breakfast therapy, I guess, at best. Jeff just got back from the Thailand rave. He's always partying over there. Okay, so for those of you that have never seen the show before, this is Lunch Therapy. It's Interview Friday. The show happens Tuesdays and Fridays at noon, live like this. We have live guests on Fridays. We've had all kinds of people from actors to comedians, directors, people that I went to high school with, people that I went to college with, all kinds of people on the show, and we always learn something. So today we're going to learn a lot because we got somebody who has been in the entertainment industry for a long time from all different aspects. Amy Lyndon, and she has a book, which I will put on the screen here. Ba-doom. It's called The Lyndon Technique. It's a 15 guideline map to booking. And when I say booking, I don't mean booking like going to jail. I don't mean book 'em like book 'em Dano. That's a reference for some of you out there. I don't know. NYPD Blue? I don't remember. But anyway, no, I'm talking about booking acting roles, getting jobs, making the acting thing that you do into money and a career. So I think I need that. I think we all need that. All right, let's get into this thing. Amy Lyndon is here. It's Interview Friday. Yes. All right, Amy Lyndon.
I'm feeling so relaxed.
Good. I'm so glad. Welcome to Lunch Therapy.
Yeah, thank you for the breathing exercises. Sometimes I forget to breathe. I think everybody forgets to breathe.
I know, I do, definitely. And especially when you've got your mind focused on something so intensely, sometimes you just forget to breathe, and there you are. I remember, this is just a little side note, when I was auditioning early on, besides the fact that I'd be shaking so much I couldn't hold the script.
Oh, wait, can I give you a note about your AI?
Yeah.
Flat, completely flat. You didn't have a beginning, middle, and end.
Oh, God, nuts.
Every line was not a separate thought.
Yes.
You didn't get deep enough. It just was not connected.
It's so true, but how do we convey that to him without destroying his ego? Because don't you feel like, maybe self-confidence? Don't you feel like self-confidence is like 90% of the game when you walk into one of those rooms?
Actually, it's everything, because people actually don't want to be in business with anybody that's not strong. So, and there's a big misnomer. A lot of people become artists because they feel broken.
Mm-hmm.
And that brokenness does not translate to the corporate medium, which is television.
Yeah.
And nobody's interested in your brokenness.
Process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's two things going on. You have to actually build your self-esteem and build your power center, which is be the goat. I understood that reference. It comes from be the ball.
Be the ball. Be the goat. Be the ball. Exactly. What does that mean, be the ball, do you think?
It's get in the center of things. Just focus, and get in the middle of it, the gooey center, and just stay there and stop letting all this other stuff get in the way of work.
You said this thing about the corporate world of television, and you say something in the book that I think is extremely interesting, is when you go into the room, you don't want to take the energy of the room into your work. And I think that's so interesting too, because you also said, especially for people that were trained in the Meisner technique, sometimes they suck in the energy of the room because they're so present with what's going on. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, each guideline handles the problems about not booking. Okay, and guideline 10 is how do I hear what the other person says from my character's point of view? Because I trained in Meisner for many years and used to go to the neighborhood playhouse junior school when I was a little 16-year-old. I used to jump on the train and I would go there, right? But if you're trained in Meisner, that's why I always find out where people have trained so I could speak to them, and tell them what guidelines are good for them. But if you train in Meisner, guideline 10 is important because you're used to exchanging energy. You've been trained to exchange energy.
Yeah.
And you can't exchange energy from people who their job is not supposed to be giving it back. Their job is not to read well with you. Their job is to discover you.
Interesting. So
So if
yeah,
you're,
so a lot of
yeah,
times you go in there and the reader is just reading the lines off the page. Maybe it's like somebody that's come in for the day, or sometimes it's even the casting director, but they're not trying to act it. They're not trying
yeah,
to engage with you at all. They're just trying to give you the words. They're lofting them up for you to respond to.
yeah. I mean, it's not their job. Because if they were acting with you, then they actually wouldn't be able to see what you're doing because they'll be too busy acting with you. It's
That makes a
also
lot of sense.
exhausting for them. So
Yeah.
people are in training in this Meisner, which is great when you're on a show or you're doing a play, but it doesn't, and it helps with a very juicy facility. It makes you very juicy, but it doesn't make you a good booker.
Yeah. So okay. So what do you do if you're in the you're going into the room? You got to somehow manufacture that. Is this where you
Okay,
just go to your
ready?
steps? Yeah. Tell me.
I'll give you guideline 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just speak to you right now. What are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking.
Just tell me. Go, go. What do
I
you
hope
think?
I turn my ringer off.
Okay. That's what you would be writing next to my dialogue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in life, if we're a mirror to life,
Yeah.
then your audition needs to be constructed just like life. So this exchange thing is not actually like life. We don't exchange energy in life. We take a position, also known as a point of view.
Yeah.
So you're thinking right now, right? And so that's what you would be writing next to my dialogue. And then it adds to your next line. So you're busy doing what you're supposed to be doing, not picking up what I'm dropping down. What I'm dropping down, you're going to hear it the way you hear it. So if you spend time on how do I hear what the other character is saying from my point of view, then you won't pick up their energy. You'll be in your point of view.
Okay. So what do you do about the environment? So if you're an actor, you've been, doing stage work or you've been in drama school or whatever, and you're just kind of new and you go into this room and there's like a desk and there's some chairs and maybe there's a little camera there. There's no props. There's no door. There's nothing.
You're a magician. You're a
Yeah.
magician. You have to create it. If you don't, okay, like for instance, like I talk to people about, like the place will keep you safe. Okay. So the best thing you can do is create, let's say you're on a farm and you're on a porch. Well, now everybody in the room, they're goats,
The
they're,
goats, tomatoes.
yeah, the tomatoes, they're other things. The more that you create this world that you live in,
Yeah.
and people will come to you. But as actors, we're always going to people. But part of that is because of theater training, you know? Well, I'm a booking doctor, so I see like what your problem is, and then I fix it with the guidelines. So the place, the environment is so important because it's a place where you live and you can feel safe in it. And I'll know if a person's doing a self tape if they're actually not coming up to a door. I'm going to
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Because, Joel, what happens when you come up to a door in a neighborhood you don't know? Do you come up to a door and knock?
Yeah, you knock. You knock, or you come up to the door and you find if you're going to open the door, you look to see what kind of a handle it is, and then you turn the handle or you crank it or whatever. But you wouldn't like. I guess you wouldn't. What?
Aren't you going to be interested if somebody might jump you?
Yeah,
gonna be
I guess if it's that kind of neighborhood. Yeah.
Any neighborhood today. So when people stand at a door, they don't knock and go like this.
Yeah.
They don't sit there and wait. They'll go, and then they'll look around to see what's around the neighborhood. They'll check to see if this is the right number. And then they'll open the door. Oh, hi.
Yeah.
You know, like what are you creating for me? So what I do is I give actors back their creation that has
makes
been
sense.
taken away by the business aspect of it.
So a lot of times as actors, we're like, we do something and then we get kind of the beat down for it. Like you go to an audition and you wear a maid's outfit because you're playing a maid, or and then they're like, oh my God, that person, they came in dressed as a maid. They're like crazy. Or you go in and you need a prop and you bring a prop, like not a prop that you carry around normally. And so we do these things where we're like, it's kind of hit and miss.
Well, it shows the skill of an actor. I think
Yeah.
the more props you use, the greener you are.
Hmm. Oh, more props you use, the greener you are. Yeah. What about?
Yeah. Okay,
So-
Joel, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Let's do a shot. Okay.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Okay. So just hold the
What am I gonna hold?
hold the shot. It's
Oh,
too,
a shot, like a drinking.
yeah, shot
Yeah.
glass. Okay.
Yeah.
So now hold it.
Yeah.
You see this weight, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's in your shot? What kind of is it? Tequila? What
It's
is?
tequila.
Okay. So do me a favor. Take a shot.
Okay.
Take the shot. Okay. Did you feel it go down? No, you didn't feel it go down.
Maybe not. No, I just felt it in my mouth.
Did the noise. Okay. Now do the shot again.
Okay.
Wait and feel it go down because tequila
Okay.
is hot. So
Yeah.
feel it go down.
Okay.
Go ahead. Take a shot. There we go. Now, usually, what do we do after we do a shot? We put it down on the table, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or turn it over and put it down.
Yeah,
Or
we
whatever.
did that. Okay. So, do I believe you just took a shot just now? Yes.
No, of course you do. Oh, you do. Okay,
I
good.
believe you took a shot before? No.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one was a sketch comedy shot, which was your first one.
Mhm.
And then the second one was really a shot.
Like you're having one. Yeah. I like that. You know, when you're watching actors on television and they take a drink like that and you see them actually experience it, it just makes a huge difference. And I as an actor watching it, it makes a difference. My wife and I were watching a show just recently and I was like, did you notice how both of them actually took, and just exactly what you're saying. They looked like they drank some booze a lot. And then other times you'll see them on TV and they'll be holding a cup and clearly there's nothing in the cup. Like it's the light cups.
Yeah, but that tells you the skill level of the actor.
Yeah.
So what I do is I take an actor and then I improve their skill level until they're at a highly competitive skill level. You want to be like the best.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike Knox says when he goes to the door, he tries to avoid the ring camera. Good. Smart.
Yeah,
especially if you're stealing like the Amazon packages.
Lick and suck. Yeah.
Lick and suck.
I love that.
Oh yeah, lick and suck. Like I was like, oh no, that is pornographic. I don't know what he's talking about, but now I know what he's talking about. They have like a lemon or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's right.
The details.
We didn't do time. Yeah. You have this, and then you take the shot. Right.
So there's all those different beats in just having a tequila shot. Now, if you
if you want to book a job, then it has to look like we could just take this and put it in the show. Anything short of that, you're not going to book.
Now, what about when you are in the room with the person reading and you got to take a shot? Is it okay to mime it like that? Is it okay to do this? And because you don't have anything there.
To bring in props.
It's better than bringing in props. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Are you going to show me your skill level?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that mime all the time. I'm saying that if it services the character and it makes the character breathe and it adds to the character, then you have to give the character what the character needs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying mime everything, but if people are drunk, you don't have to drink throughout the whole scene, but establish it.
Mm-hmm. My wife's here. She said The Recruit was what we were watching. They did a good job eating hot bagel bites. That's what it was. They were eating hot bagel bites. And I was like, did you notice they were hot? Like they were both like, what you do when you take a bite and it's too hot and you're kind of trying to get some air in there.
See,
and it was just a minor thing in the scene, but it was like made it so much more real.
See, you're still talking about it, which means that it had an impact on both of you.
Yeah.
Like
So
how long ago did you watch that?
Last week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're still thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it had an effect. And also you're like, oh, these people are good. Like you want to watch. You want to continue watching it. You're like, oh, I really feel like I'm watching something. Even though that show is so kind of surreal.
That's what I'm saying, Joel.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. And a good casting director can see that. So the guy...
Hold on. It's not about a good casting director who will see that. It's that it all of a sudden the character starts to come alive.
Even if
And
it's subconscious, they see it,
yeah,
right? Right.
they
They
feel it.
recognize something.
It's not
Yeah.
that they see it, they feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when an actor walks away and they go, "Oh yeah, they said I wasn't right." It's not that you weren't right. You were called in, so they thought you were right when
Mm-hmm.
you were called in.
Yeah.
It's you just didn't do the work
Mm-hmm.
to flesh out who this person was for you, and so that's why you weren't right.
Yeah. One more thing about this.
Keep going, keep
The
going.
guy, the AI guy at the beginning, who was just
Yeah,
the poor guy, he was sitting in that casting director's office. He
yeah.
had this opportunity, but he was just freaking out, had no idea what to do, didn't know what. And he said, there's a kiss in the scene. What am I going to do?
Depends on
I
if
mean, you're
it's
not going to kiss the person, obviously.
it depends if it's at the end of the scene or the beginning of the scene. But it's how you use the frame. So
Oh. So you experienced a kiss. We
yes,
didn't see it, but
and
you experienced
do
it.
it off, you could do it off frame.
Yeah.
People don't know how to use their square.
This is the thing. Lately, auditions are not in the room with the person sitting there.
Right. You
It's
have to
just
learn
you
to
at
use
home with your computer, essentially.
your square. So people don't know how to use their square.
Yeah.
Part of using your square is like really seeing it, the composition, and
Mm-hmm.
saying, well, if I were to see this on television, what would that look like?
Yeah, because
Like,
your TV is going to be a square regardless, or some kind of rectangle
they're handing it over.
for
So
now. Yeah.
yeah. So like, I just want to tell you something. It's really exciting to be on your show.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
See, I used my square in another way.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. So your relationship to the other person. How did you
Yeah.
learn all this stuff? Did you learn it by trial and error? Did you learn it by teaching? Did you learn it in college? Did you learn it from Stella Adler? How did you learn this stuff?
Joel, I've been teaching my own technique for 28 years.
28 years. Wow. That's great. And
Yeah,
you also have results.
Yeah, I have 56 network series regulars. I have 3 actors coming out on 2 on Paramount Plus. Marissa Davila is going to be the series lead in Rise of the Pink Ladies. Carlos Pratt has a huge guest star arc on Fatal Attraction. Michael Vincent Barry is coming out in Waco on Showtime. He's in every episode except for one. That's just like skimming the surface. And just
Yeah.
Jose Chanchez, they renewed the game. He found out that he got it when he was in class. It was great. And
Really? Oh, that's fun.
that's going back like 15 years ago. I mean, I've been doing this a long time.
So, and you developed this technique. When did you write the book?
Wrote the book the original book was written in 2009.
It's a great book. And I love the fact that you give somebody a
The audiobook was just a couple of years ago.
Okay, I listened to the audiobook. And it is like you're yelling at me the whole time, but I deserve it. I really deserve it. And I love it because you're so emphatic about it. You clearly are concerned about me, and you really want to make sure that I get the job. How do you treat your actors? Like, because you're going to have to correct them. You're going to have to, but how do you treat them and still have them have that self-esteem or that confidence? You know?
Well, it's sort of like, when you play pool, okay, so you're shooting pool,
Yeah.
one ball goes in and you feel great.
Yeah.
Another ball goes in and you feel great. So each time that everybody has a win, they know when the ball goes in. They know.
Yeah.
I'm a Russian skating coach for actors. Okay?
Yeah.
So I love on you like nobody else, but I'm also going to give you the tools. Like my notes aren't personal. My notes are, your jump off wasn't strong enough. Let's do it again. It's just like a coach. Let's do it again. The person that you're talking about, just close your eyes, marinate for a second. Find me somebody that has absolutely betrayed you. Okay, do you have them? Okay, now talk about them.
Yeah.
I'm making sure that everybody's very specific in their work. And so I just don't like working with losers. I'm sorry, but it's true.
You want winners. And as you say, it's like 1% of the actors are working. So it's like you got to be in the 1%.
They're I don't think people realize how hard you have to work. And smart. You have to work smart.
And I think a lot of the thing is also actors, I don't know, they look at other actors and they think it's like they're not working really hard, but the ones that are working their asses off, like they're really working on it. But sometimes outwardly they don't act like it. You know what I mean? So it's just like a lot of actors come here and they try and live the movie star life by going out to bars every night. And that's not going to get you where you want to go, because you're going to be hungover and you're going to be tired and you're not going to be able to do the work that you're supposed to be doing. So a lot of times you need somebody to be like, hey, look, this is actually the way it happens, is you really work your ass off. You go through all these different steps. And it's really actually very nerdy. You know, you get out your pencils and you do all this work. And so that when you walk in the room, you can let it all go and do the thing that you do professionally at a professional level. I think
I completely agree. And I think that had I had me when I was them, I would have been much further along. You get seduced so much by so many things rather than staying focused on what your goal is and chart your progress. Like I always tell my students, I need you to go back, because they record all of their classes. I need you to go back and watch 3 months ago and watch today. And I want you to see how far you've come, so you will know the progress, because we don't always understand the progress unless we can see it.
One of our people asked, how do we work with Amy? Well, you go to the amylyndon technique.com, right?
No.
Oh.
No, but that was good, Joel.
I thought that was pretty good, right?
That was really good. You go to the Lyndon Technique.
The lyndon-technique.com.
Yeah,
Darn it.
Lyndon
Okay, I'm going to put that on the screen.
and sign up for the intensive, and that's how you start. But I mean, if you like, I work on Zoom, so I'll have people from Germany on there. I'll have people from Tahiti. I mean, it's crazy. From England. You spelled it wrong.
I know. That's terrible. Boney, come on now. You
No,
got to
why-
spell the person's name right. Otherwise, it's just embarrassing.
Lyndon Technique. It's the Lyndon Technique.
Come on, Boney. Can you just Google it first before you type it out like that? I mean, God.
No, dude,
Okay.
you have two Y's now.
Oh, my God. Now it says they. It says they.
They Lyndon Technique.
Okay.
Yes, Lyndon.
Boney tells me that he does it he makes the mistake so people pay attention to it. That's the thing.
Okay, you know what, Boney? We see you.
Yeah, we see you. We know what you're doing. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of scenes. There's a lot of things going on. It's just.
Yeah.
Can you get us a waiting room on the background, Boney? Just like, oh, there. That's good. So, okay. So, before your audition, like, let's say you did a bunch of Zoom auditions and you were brought in actually to physically audition. And you're sitting in the waiting room and there's like 4 other people that look exactly like you, and they look like they're much more confident than you are, and they just you know that those people are just better actors than you are. What do you do to stop those voices in your head and get yourself in the right zone?
I have to tell you a story, okay? Because
Yeah.
I'm an actor too.
Yeah.
I was going to a callback, and if I don't do my own technique, then I'm going to pick up the energy in the room. I just am, okay? Your jump off is everything. The environment is everything, and the who am I relating to? Those 3 guidelines are everything. But this one day, on the callback, I just did not. I'm going back. I was going to a comedy audition. I walk in the waiting room, see a girl with her hair on top of her head. Okay, and like the worst thing to do is to cast your job in the waiting room. Like,
Cast your job.
Don't look at somebody and go, wow, I should have put that's what I did. I said, why didn't I put my hair on top of my head? Well, I should have just gone home at that point because I just gave it to that girl.
You did, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I know the feeling, totally.
Oh, it didn't stop there, okay? See, I wasn't in my little bubble. Had I been in my bubble, it went to So then I walk into my comedy audition, and there's this stinking thinking lady on the couch. She's like this. I'm like, who invited that lady? like the
What is she doing here?
who brought her here? Is
Yeah.
she your mother? And, like, who the hell is this lady?
Yeah.
Because she's at my comedy audition, and this lady isn't funny. There is nothing funny about that lady. She's a horrible person. She's got a stinky. You know what? That casting director hates me. He's an awful person, and like he's not thinking about me bringing this thinking ugly person. Now, Joel, I was thinking this during my audition.
During your audition, while you're acting.
This is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, I didn't get the job, and I fell out 3 times because I picked up the energy of this stinking thinking lady on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of creating this space, you know, like I want everybody to be in their cone of silence. That's how you get smart.
Yeah, of course.
I want everybody to be there in their cone of silence. And in this cone of silence, I mean, another good thing to do is put your hands on your ears, put your head down. Another thing, and just make sure that within your cone of silence, you create this world that your character's living in. Because had I had the world, I wouldn't picked up the stinking thinking lady's energy. I wouldn't have even seen her on the couch. So she would have been, like I said earlier, the cow in the field. Okay?
Yeah.
And so in the waiting room, I'm thinking, okay, what is my environment? All right. So if my environment's in front of a hot dog truck, okay, I'm smelling the hot dogs. I'm feeling the hot dogs. Who's walking by on the street? What am I going to order at the hot dog cart? What does the hot dog guy look like? Okay, so now I'm in what I'm doing. I'm not in everybody else. And then the second thing I'm going to do is, how do I feel? Oh my God, my mouth is salivating. I'm so freaking hungry. I'm feeling hungry. My stomach's rumbling, right? And this is all going on for me, right?
Yeah.
And then the person that I'm going to be talking to is the hot dog guy. Well, what does he look like? What is his feeling? So the moment that you put yourself exactly in the room, then you're going to be in the room picking up everything around you. And it starts in the waiting room. It starts the moment you leave your house. Turn off your phone and get into the zone. And it's be the ball, like your friend was talking about, be the goat.
Be the ball.
Be the ball. Get to the center of it. Take your hand, put it on your ears, put your head down, and just be in your space. And so when you walk in, you're bringing that space into the room, and they will come to you.
It feels so opposite of what we do as actors, because we're always trying to like really listen to the other person, really take in everything that they're doing, their whole, the whole message that people are giving you, and be in the environment. It's like opposite of that, right?
We already established that they're not there to help you get a job because they're not going to read well with you. So why would you include them in your audition?
Yeah. Okay. One other thing that you said that I find really interesting too, is you said, memorize the emotions, memorize the beats, memorize the transitions, but don't memorize the lines, right? Did you say something like that?
Yeah, I said something like that, but I'm going to rephrase it.
Okay, good. Boney, could you give me the right quote next time? I can't even believe this.
Okay, what I said was, if you spend time understanding what you're really saying, what you're really feeling, what you're really doing, the lines will come. And if you keep falling out of a line, then actually you're not really in it to begin with. So marinate on what it is you're really saying and connect it up. It's like stream of consciousness acting.
I like that. Also, so when you're auditioning, like in the room or even on Zoom or wherever you happen to be auditioning, what do you do with the script? Do you have the script? Do you not have the script? Do you look at it? Do you not look at it? Does it matter?
There's a lot of different philosophies about that. I believe that a lot of people are trained to memorize first and then do the work. Or they're fanatical about the dialogue. I'd rather you spend all your time being fanatical about finding character, because if you could spend like 25 hours on a script and still not be the person. But once you're the person, then everything starts to make sense. I don't want the dialogue to shut you down as this person because you're freaked out about dialogue.
Hmm.
Dialogue should be there to support you. It should be a more positive experience.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting too what you said about, because a lot of times I from what I understand, Meisner technique, he had you really just learn it by rote, even no punctuation, which you obviously in the audition the punctuation is a big deal. But he had you learn it sort of just by rote, and then actors a lot of times will run lines just super fast. And you're saying that you're practicing doing it badly that way. Is that true?
However you practice it is how you're going to deliver it. What
Hmm.
you should be practicing is your transitions.
Your transitions. Can you explain what a transition is?
It's a mood swing.
It's a mood
So,
swing.
I mean, I think Jim Carrey is Robin Williams. Look at any great comedian.
Yeah.
They had very strong transitions. They go really strong, swing through, swing through, swing through, really there. Be the ball, hit the ball, right here. Switch, don't pull it over. Boom, now I'm here. We
Yeah.
find out about character through your transitions. So study the transitions, not the lines. And people are just not studying properly. You should, like, however you do your homework, that's why the running of the lines, you're running all the juice out.
Hmm.
Like, you're running everything great about your work out, and that's how you be like your AI character. You'll be like flat as a pancake.
That poor guy. I feel so sorry for him. He's
I
got a long
know.
ways to go, but I'm sure he can do the
I can
Lyndon
help.
technique.
I can
Yeah.
help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Totally.
I believe I could help anybody.
Even in AI. Well, you're probably going to have a lot of AI students coming up because, they're taking over our jobs.
I know. And I'll be like, your name, sir? My name is Tom. Can you have a little bit of inflection? My name is Tom.
Yeah. Well, that is one of the things that they don't do yet. And I can't even, I mean, I don't know. Eventually, maybe they will be able to. It's an interesting world, isn't it?
I really hope not.
It's a crazy, crazy world.
I just cannot have too many people taking my job.
Yeah. So you act and you also direct as well. Is that right?
Well, I mostly act. I direct when
Yeah.
people ask me to because I've been doing it for a long
You've
time.
been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a natural progression. I'm in front of actors. I'm in front of about 120 actors a week, and so you times that by 28 years. That's a lot of actors.
Oh my God. That's great. If you were to rewrite the book today, or if somebody asked you to go back and write like another chapter or something like that, what would you add to it?
Well, actually, I'm going to write a brand new book about the philosophy of acting.
Hmm.
There's
That's
a
interesting.
philosophy of booking, and that goes to what you brought up earlier about your power.
Mhm.
Um, how do you maintain yourself within all the madness?
Yeah.
How do you
How,
find yourself, yeah, within all of it?
what would you say? I mean, just offhand, like what kind of practices do you do to maintain your sense of self and to keep your creative flow and really be present?
Well, I would go back to remembering why you became an actor to begin with. I
Hmm.
think that the business has squeezed out all the fun.
Hmm.
Like when people come to me, they feel a little beaten down, and I bring the fun back.
I like
The,
that.
the fun of feeling, the fun of a writer, the writing, diving into finding a character and being there, and stop thinking about the result and stay in the process. And if you can do that, then you took your career back and you could love it again and find your power within you and figure out what your gift is because there's only one you.
I love what you said too about taking your power back and not being attached to the result. This is something that we work on in this show. We talk about it a lot. It's like not being attached to outcome and really being attached to really focusing on the process and the enjoying of the process now. It's really difficult though. And how can we be there for each other in that way as well? Because sometimes what we say to others influences them so much, or maybe even gets stuck in their head. Do you have any advice for that? How you can be a community of
Well,
actors?
that's why I love teaching on Zoom. My people, they like go out and hang out with each other, which is really
Yeah.
great. They hang out and talk when I'm gone. Um, and they write to each other all the time and they work with each other. So the Lyndon Technique has become a humongous community. And then I just started this club called Actor.club.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big time community of actors, like minded actors, forward thinking actors that only want your success. And so we talk about at the beginning of every single one of my classes, we talk about the wins of the week, like what happened this week for you. And you have a community of actors saying, oh my God, because everybody has seen everybody's journey.
Yeah. That's what's fun too, watching other people like get success and really feeling good for them and feeling like you're a part of it. And that sometimes when you're in an environment like your class or other classes, you can see that and be inspired by it and also inspire other people. And also, you know what? A lot of times when you get the thing that you always wanted to get, like you get a television show or whatever, you don't really get the response from your family or your friends that are not in the business with the same response that you thought you were going to get. So sometimes it's good to have colleagues around that really like are supporting what you're doing because they saw all the work that you put into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the response is, oh, that's nice.
It's mainly confusion too, because they like see you on the show. If they see the show, they see you on the show, and then they're like, it weirds them out. Just weirds them out. It's not a fun experience because they're watching you acting as somebody else. So they know you so well that you're like, oh, why did Joel just come out and ruin the show? I can't watch it anymore.
I feel like, oh, I had no
And
idea.
it's totally, yeah,
Serial
it's totally,
killer,
yeah, it's fun. So yeah, so that's great. I love that idea of community. I'm gonna go. I want to talk to you about your different organizations. Now, I'm going to get into the hummingbird questions here before we get to the end of the show. See if we can go over some of their questions. All right, so now we're into the questions portion of the show.
I love questions.
So Jeff Lohman says, advice for any interview. So Jeff's not an actor, he's a teacher. Can you give advice about interviews?
Absolutely. You know what, Jeff? People want to be in business with you and they need to find out who you are. And like I tell anybody, I help people with interviews all the time, whether or not it's for acting or going to see an agent. Mm-hmm. If you're already in there, you already passed the first test. The second test is, are you insane? And they want to say whether or not you're insane. And and that's going to come from the way that what you bring to them. Like, what are your hobbies? Like, if you talk about, you know what, I just traveled to Costa Rica, talk about Costa Rica. Or I just had a baby and talk about being a father for the first time. Or, you know what, I just took this poetry class. I never thought I would be into poetry. I mean, let us know who you are as a person. And if you're an actor, let us know your skill level, that you're a professional tennis player or that you won awards in high school as the most valuable player on your football team. Or tell us about the awards that you've won. I don't want to hear about the job. They don't want to hear about the business. Let them ask you about the business. Don't talk about business.
Okay. Yeah. Like, bring yourself, be like a real person. One of the things I think that I realized as a performer, both being a stand-up comedian and an actor, is that the more you're yourself, the better off you are. The less you're trying to be somebody else or somebody that you think they want you to be.
Yeah, and it's hard. I think it's very hard because there's so much information out there of the do's and the don'ts. Yeah. Well, if you look at anybody that's ever become anybody, they're somebody for them. Mm-hmm. They're everything for them. And I'd say work on the core level of who you are and what your gift is to the world.
I like that. And now you have to kind of find it. Okay, so Kamala says, is there a coupon for lunch therapy members? Are there any discounts? One of the things I want to say on the website, you have classes where you have like a whole class discussion. that you can just watch for free, right?
No.
No? Yeah, you do. You have a few Zoom calls on there. I watched a couple
I mean,
where
there's a
you
bunch.
gave like a little lecture.
I mean, you can follow me on Instagram, okay?
Yeah.
I am continually putting up 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute lectures. I mean, you Google me, I'm all over the internet. You
Yeah.
can watch the lecture. But if you want a coupon to my course, I have a Udemy course that you can do at home. Then follow me on Instagram and DM me on there and say, "Hey, I watched you on the freaking lunch therapy show
That's right. That's right.
with Joel Marshall.
That's right.
So I want my goddamn coupon,
I like
boss."
it. I like
Okay,
it. I
so
like
let
it.
me say that.
I like it. I might add that Amy's classes are very reasonable as well. And Amy is not reasonable, but the classes are reasonable.
No, you have to understand I'm a master teacher, okay?
Yeah.
So you have to pass the intensive, which I do teach, okay? The Saturday intensive, it's a 5-hour class, and I see where your skill level is, and I see whether or not you're ready for the master class. And then if you're not ready for the master class, then you go to my associate, Gregory Zanfordino, and to get ready for it. But all the classes are full, so you go on a waiting list. And in between the waiting list, if you've passed, you could join Actor Club. And on there, I'm teaching a self-tape class. I'm teaching a homework class. I'm teaching an accountability class. I have events, like tons of things go on there.
That's awesome. Here's somebody saying, oh, this is Jeff again. He says, what should you wear when you go into an audition? Same philosophy as props, minimal, neutral clothes?
You know, if it's a commercial, they love when you dress up, okay? And it's amazing how many people who audition in person in commercials, like, wear everything. I mean, like tool belts, like the whole thing.
And that's not a problem in commercials.
No, not in
It's like,
commercials.
we just want to plug you right into this thing and it's cool.
Yeah. In theatrical, use your, look at the socioeconomic level of the character and dress from there.
That's interesting.
Because you don't want to look blue collar if you're playing somebody that makes money. I mean, if you're blue collar, you don't want to look like you make money. So, the whole package is important to think about.
That's really, really interesting. The thing is that when you go into an audition, you want to look the character, right? I mean, you don't want to look
You just don't
necessarily
want to
like super
play.
cool or something.
You don't want to take away, like, you're not going to wear board shorts if you're,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But if you're, you know what I mean?
You said this thing about the character when you audition for television. If you're playing the pizza delivery guy, you got to be the pizza delivery guy. You can't be like trying to be the star, or you got to just do the thing that the pizza delivery guy does. I thought that was really interesting. And you said that was different from films. You said in films, every character is important. So television auditioning and film auditioning, different, right?
It's the understanding of the genre that most people don't spend time on. In film, they hire the complexity of character because it's a director's medium. In television, it's really the producer's medium. So they hire the feel of it, the look of it, the movement of it for the series' regular story. So if you want to book a co-star or book commercials, understand what everybody else is doing and then just fit into their world. And that's guideline 14, which is why am I in the script? I might just be moving the story along. And so if you spend time figuring out your piece of the puzzle, and stop thinking of yourself as the puzzle. You can think of yourself as the puzzle if you're up for a series regular. Because we want every part of that puzzle, so we come back every week. Okay?
Yeah.
But if you're just a florist, then just be a florist.
Just be a florist, for God's sakes. Are you?
Like
No, I get it. I get it. Totally. Do you ever do stand-up comedy?
I did one.
Probably hilarious.
I know. Everybody keeps telling me that. I do a lot of sitcoms. I've done a lot of comedy movies.
Yeah.
A lot of comedy movies. I love comedy. I have a lot of comedy on my reel and a lot of
You're
physical
hilarious. You're hilarious. I would have played a bunch of clips from your reel, but I just wanted to talk to you and learn a bunch of stuff, so I haven't done it. But her reel is out there on her website. She's hilarious. You really are hilarious, and you play a lot of characters that are so like bold and brash. And do you think that's from you because you're from New York, or what is it that you play these characters that are just like hilariously outspoken? Your father was in a biker gang. Like there's that one where the people are like, we're in a bike club just like Dad. And he's like, no, your dad was in a biker gang. I love that. It's funny stuff.
I would, I want all of Jennifer Coolidge's scraps. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Jennifer, and I want to play like her little sister in a TV show.
Yeah, I think you should. I thought of her too. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people do when they see your work. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I love physical comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I love falls, and maybe because I've been an actress since I'm 10 years old.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it a really long time, and I love it. I love it. I love it. And when you come from the theater, you're a lot braver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How long is the waiting list for the class? Is Guignol?
Well, I think you need to take the intensive first, and then
There's not a waiting list for the intensive, right? Or is
No.
it? Okay.
I do it once a month. Some of your well-known students. Okay. Well, I work with Brandy.
Mm-hmm. Corey Stahl too, right?
Corey Stahl.
Love Corey Stahl.
Adam Brody. I was managing Adam when I was a manager. He used to come up and train with me when he was 16, and I coached him all the way up to the OC, and built his career also. So, I could go on and on. Crystal Coolio on Young and the Restless. She won an Emmy. I coached her to book that job when she was 14.
Wow, 14.
And she's been on the show for, I think, like 12 or 13 years or something like that. Maybe longer.
Wow.
Yeah, I can go on and on, but I don't like bragging.
Yeah, of course. Guignol says hoy, which is what we say on the show instead of hi. Hoy.
Hoy.
All right, I love that. We had a hoy. Naz Biz was here, and they said that they were told to say hoy too. Yes, so that's what we say, hoy. All right. Well, this is so great. You can do that too. Are you? What do you see for the future for yourself? You've got this thing. It's called what is it called? It's called Good Enough. Like, what is that?
No. You're so funny. It's called I Am Enough.
I am enough.
It's called I Am Enough.
It's quite different than just saying good enough.
This is
I am enough.
It's I Am Enough. This is a 15-ounce mug. It's really big.
I love that. Okay, cool.
So you guys go to I Am Enough collection.
Yeah.
And you put in the promo code Enough20. You get 20% off of anything on the site.
Oh, cool. So you can get swag.
Yeah, because I think that's been my journey, and I have issues with it pretty much every day of my life. I mean, all this that you see right here is a lot of work.
It takes a lot of work to keep this up.
It's just a lot of work. A lot of people spend money on nails and hair, and I spend it on my mental clarity.
I love it.
And spend time on my mental clarity, because I don't think you're going to be anything for anybody unless you feel like you're enough.
Yes, she sure is enough.
Yes.
Everybody's saying, Hank, thank you. Tiffany says the Actors Club is great.
Yes, Tiffany.
Vernis Pierre loves you. She's a coach, acting coach. She's fantastic as well. Yeah, and Jeff Lemon says he was the star pizza delivery guy. So
Oh, Jeff, that's awesome. Was it pepperoni?
He delivered all kinds of pizza. In Bellingham, Washington.
Yeah,
right there near Canada.
I would have invited you in for a shot. I would have said
right with the lemon.
Pizza.
It's great. All right. On that note, we're gonna have to end the show. At the end of the show we enjoy some music from a YouTube musician doing a cover song. And it's going to be, I got a really nice one today. It's not necessarily like super jumpy, dancey, but it's a real nice one by Tommy Sario. And let's get into thank you so much for being on the show, Amy. This has been a gift.
Oh,
Really
it was so much
appreciate
fun.
Really
It's so much
appreciate it.
fun.
Yeah. And Boney thanks you too. He said he
Thank
wants.
you, Bonnie.
He said he wants to come over for a shot sometime. I don't know. I mean, that's what he said. That's what he said. All right, here we go. Dance break. Okay, where are you? I gotta get you on the screen. There you are. This is a John Mayer song. I love this song.
Yeah, Olivia is taken, but a look like yours can be found from time to time. Yeah, Olivia is taken, but a look like yours can be found from time
Actors
to
Club,
time.
yeah.
I'm thinking something like Olivia is what I need to find. There's only one man in this world who gets to steal with her by her side now. There's only one man in this world who gets to steal with her by his side. No, no, now. I'm thinking something like Olivia. Keep me through the night.
Breathing and dancing. They're all good for you.
I'm not trying to steal. Don't lie away from no one, babe. I'm not trying to steal.
Yeah,
Don't
dance
lie away
moves.
from no one, babe. But if Olivia herself were at my door, I'd have to say out loud.
Are you a John Mayer fan? Yeah.
Something like Olivia. Something like Olivia. Something like Olivia. Something like Olivia. I'm thinking something like Olivia.
All right. Thank you, Amy, for being on the show. Thank you, Tommy Sario, for your music. Thank you, Hummingbirds. All right, we're looking forward to seeing you all on the big screen or the little screen, any screen. This has been Lunch Therapy, and we'll see you on Tuesday.